So we got a special guest today. Two special guests.
Dude.
It's
What's good, Tumfy?
Tumfy. I think you're the first returned guest, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, must be.
Yeah.
Thank you, man. Thanks for having me.
And then
Always
we got
welcome.
my guy Courtney from London, and he's a producer too.
What's happening?
That's good.
What's good,
Nice to
Courtney?
meet you, man.
So did you two travel separately and then meet up with Ocean?
Yeah.
Or do you two know each other?
No, we just met. Shout out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we had a cook up in the week as well, which was cool.
Yeah, it's mad quiet when you two are speaking, by the
You
way.
guys got to speak up way louder.
Oh yeah.
Right.
We
I
met
think
this
your
week.
mic might be quite low as well because I can't really hear you, Ocean. Like I can hear you, but it's like super quiet.
All right, that's probably as loud as I can put it.
Okay. Might just have to like grab the mic when you speak or something.
Yeah, could you take is it a faff to take it off the stand and just hold it and then pass it around? Is that doable or is that like long?
Probably worth a try, isn't it?
Yeah. Have to be a pass the mic type.
Yeah.
Drop some freestyles.
Testing. All right, cool.
Yeah, that should be good.
Yeah, I think that'll work.
Probably
a bit better.
better.
Yeah. All right.
So yeah, Tumfy, you guys went over for separate reasons. How long you been there?
I've been here about 2 or 3 weeks. I think similar to you, right, Courtney? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Same with you.
Yeah. I can't hear anything now.
Yeah, I can't hear anything there.
Had a little cook up in the week. Been there for about a week and a half.
Nice.
Nice.
How you finding Thailand, you two?
Thailand's awesome, man. We met at the Ocean invited me to some place like Beat Active, it was called, and I'm
Yeah.
thinking he's asking like some place to go make beats or whatever, but it was like some kind of little recreational center with all these little games and like kicking soccer balls around. So we met
Sick.
there and then got some food or whatever. But it's cool, man. Food here is great. The people are great, and it's just an interesting place. Definitely recommend anyone coming here, man.
Yeah, I really want to go back, man. I always say it, but it's one of my favorite places I've ever been to. Just everything, man. Like you said, the food's amazing. Some of the friendliest people as well. It's like everyone's got a smile on their face there.
Yeah.
So different coming from the UK where everyone just looks moody. And then you go over there and it's like everyone's just happy to see you.
That's how I felt coming from the US too, man. I'm like, dang, man, we're really stuck up over there compared to everyone's just moving slow, going about their day, chilling.
I think the US is a bit better than the UK in that sense, though. I feel like in the US, people are way more open to just having conversations, especially with random people. More likely to ask you how your day's been and things like that.
Yeah, especially in places like LA. You
Yeah,
just have a full-on conversation in the Starbucks line,
yeah.
Yeah.
Over here, everyone's just got their head in the phone. It's just like, no one speak to me. Let me just grab my coffee and go.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
And so you start talking to someone in the UK, then they turn like super polite, but
Yeah,
until that point, it's just head down, avoid eye contact.
yeah. Or maybe
But
like
they-
some places up north as well are pretty good for it.
yeah, I was just
Yeah.
about to say the North seems kind of okay with that.
Yeah,
Way more
Yeah.
open.
does depend who you bump into, doesn't it? But yeah, for the most part, like US is a bit better in that way. But in Thailand, it's just you'll start speaking to someone and they're just like laughing and smiling for no reason, but then it makes you laugh and smile for no reason.
Yeah, for real. Bro, I'm telling you, like I just keep going back to this little old lady who like runs her own little shop or whatever where she sells like the chicken and rice. I just get the simple meals here. And
Mhm.
like, look at her. She's literally doing it. Can I put this on here?
Yeah.
Oh, it's all washed up. But you see this little lady? She's like, oh.
Could just about see it.
But she's like laughing, smiling, just like you're talking about. And it's like that kind of stuff is cool. You just
Yeah.
want to come back and eat there again.
Yeah, definitely. Just makes you feel better during the day. It's like a little smile means a lot.
Yeah, it does.
Yep. So what you guys been doing over there? Doing like a lot of work stuff or mainly just holiday stuff? Like what's the vibe been?
But Ocean was making some fire beats yesterday, and I got the pleasure to just ink some ideas down, get a few voice notes, ready to record it, see what's happening. Then I woke up and then he was making another garage beat and that. So I was just like, wait, can't keep up with this. But yeah, in between, just grabbing some food, hitting the 7-Eleven if you haven't been to a 7-Eleven when you're in
Yeah, of
Thailand.
course. They got the
East Thailand.
tempeh noodles still.
They got the techie noodles, they got the techie penne and bolognese as well. I had that last night and it was a pleasure.
Nice.
Nice, bro.
So Ocean, what they got you out of the track retirement then?
Nah, bro, I haven't made a trap beat yet. I don't think I've made a trap beat with you guys, innit?
No, it's
What have you been making?
I've been kind of pushing them on my vibe, to, if anything, to be
Yeah.
fair.
Right.
Yeah.
we're here for it though, man. I mean, you make that kind of music more than I do, probably, right?
Yeah, coming from the UK and the dance scene, I've been around it a lot enough to know that I like it and I can't get rid of it even if I wanted to.
Mm.
Yeah. Kind of embedded.
Yeah, because we've had a few like funky waves in the UK. Obviously, we had like garage. We've had a few like obviously funky house as well. I know it's not exactly what Ocean's making, but it's a bit more in line with it compared to drill and trap anyway.
For such a small country, UK has so much music.
Yeah.
It's really deep in music.
Did you ever watch that documentary on Netflix that kind of takes you through the journey of
Yeah.
UK music? It's sick, isn't it?
Yeah, it's really good.
You forget how much we've actually done and like how many different
Yeah.
scenes there's been and how each one evolved into the next one.
They got most of it, but they even missed like drum and bass,
Yeah.
bass line in the north, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of, yeah, it's crazy.
They
For
didn't even
such-
really cover like UK
outside
rap.
of the US, I'd say UK and maybe even Brazil has like the most genres, you know.
Yeah, maybe. Or maybe it's just one of those things that just we know because we're from there. I'm sure when you tap into other countries, like when you're from there, there'll be all sorts of like underground scenes. But
True.
yeah, it does feel like we've had quite a few different waves.
Mm-hmm. What's
Oh.
go ahead.
I was about to say, what's more popular, electronic or drill in the UK?
I think it goes in waves. The past few years, I'd say rap music in general, so drill, trap, anything urban, was up there. It was more commercially successful, but
Mm-hmm.
every now and again you get the circle comebacks around, and then the electronic stuff and the pop becomes more pop instead of the urban stuff. And I don't know. I feel like it's turning a little bit. Maybe. What do you think?
Yeah, I think the scene in general is struggling a little bit over here. If you rewind a few years, people were getting like hits with like drill tracks and trap and everything. Or more like UK rap, but over here now, we've said it a few times on this, but it feels like everyone's a little bit lost. They're not really sure what exactly to make, or nothing's really sticking too much. Because you can't please everyone, because drill's been around for a while. So then when people are making drill tracks, you get everyone saying, oh, drill's done, make something different. But then when they make something different, it's like, nah, this ain't you, stick to drill. You know, it's that kind of vibe. So you can't really win with people. But I feel like in general, yeah, it's in a bit of a strange place over here, I feel like, at the moment. There's nothing that's really hitting and sticking. No one's really doing crazy chart numbers like that in the hip hop scene.
Mm.
Yeah. Hip hop is like just Central C, really, isn't there? The minute that's kind of holding down the fort in the UK.
Nems as well. Nems is making waves as well. He's tapping into the US market. I feel like he's kind of following Central C's steps. You know, he was doing like crazy in the UK and now he's tapped into the US market. He just done a track with Tay Keith and Latto. That's going kind of crazy. So I'm seeing his moves and seeing the similarities between what he's doing and what Sench has done as well. So that's pretty cool to see. Carol Keys is doing pretty sick too. There's a few people like
Miami now, isn't he?
yeah, there's a few people doing really well, but no one's really breaking out into other markets like the US market like that.
Yeah, I'd say it's not like 5 years ago where
No.
everyone in the scene was doing quite well.
Yeah,
There was
yeah.
many people in the drill scene and they were all doing kind of sick, or you know, many people in the UK who were doing good.
Yeah, like when Tion Wayne and Russ had that run when they did Body and the remix and everything. There hasn't been anything like that.
No.
What
It's like
about in the US? Because I heard for a while, like, country music was sort of doing a lot more in terms of numbers compared to rap.
I don't even know. I know country is definitely popping right now because even a lot of the rap artists and stuff. Do you want to hold it?
Yeah, sure.
Even a
Yeah.
lot of like the rap artists are seeming to make country. I guess maybe it's following in the footsteps of Post Malone. We were just talking about him,
Mm.
but I guess that's the wave right now. I don't listen to too much of it, but I did just go to Nashville a couple months ago, and it was cool there. It was cool to see the whole country vibes.
When you see mainstream artists trying to, like, tap into it, you know, like Beyonce did the country album, you know that there's something happening because it's like she would have never made a country album before.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe there's like the pop labels are pushing more country or something. They're trying to
Yeah.
like
That's the
blend it
formula at
in
the
with the
minute.
pop
Yeah.
artists or something.
And that Jelly Roll as well. I don't know if he makes a lot of country, but he
Yeah.
seems to be on everyone's album right now.
He's doing something, man. Yeah. Shout out Jelly Roll.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
going crazy.
Must be like the formula at the moment for pop music.
Is
You know,
country popping over
I
there,
saw
though?
Big. Sorry.
Oh, sorry, I'm like talking right over. What were you saying, LB?
No, I was just gonna say, I even heard Big X the Plug do some kind of country track with.
Yeah.
I can't remember his name
That's
now,
when you
but
know something's happening. Yeah.
Of course.
yeah, proper street dude doing country.
Next, then for sure.
Yeah. No,
When it's
he's
over.
wait for it. Drake's next album, he'll be hauling around, man.
Yeah,
You might be right there.
he
But
did
nah, no
drop
one's
one
really
on the
listening
album.
to it in the UK, are they? You'll never like maybe a couple people, but it's not a thing. It's not popular.
There's a couple in the charts, but yeah, nothing too crazy right now.
Mhm.
Just on known song.
Yeah.
But Drake did. I swear Drake did like one country-ish song on his last album. The one that
Drake did.
the collab album he did with fuck, who was it? The R&B guy.
Was it Party Next Door? No, it wasn't him, was it? Who did it? Shit, who did he just do it with?
The song with Nokia. Yeah, the one.
Yeah, why has it gone out my name? It won't.
Yeah.
It's gone out my mind.
What's the name of the song?
Were you saying?
Die Trying.
Who was Drake's last album with? It wasn't Party Next Door, was it?
Yeah.
No, it was.
It
Yeah,
was?
yeah, Pie Next Door.
Oh, okay.
Some sexy songs for you. But yeah, the song was called Die Trying, and it's kind of like country. It's got like country guitarish kind of vibes, like simple drums. But
So everyone's kind of going for it.
yeah, I was dabbling
Yeah,
in the
maybe
country.
it's pop, R&B, and country. They're just kind of blending everything nowadays.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, I don't know what's going to be next over here. We're all kind of just waiting to see. I'm sure there'll be something. There's just always something new that pops up.
Maybe it'll be country drill.
Like it's been forever, though.
Yeah. Yeah, who knows? Country might hit here.
Country's not big in the UK, huh?
No.
Nah. Not at all, really.
Mm. No.
I mean, it's gonna be hard for country music to really like hit home at the UK because I feel like it's like embedded in American culture.
Mm. We don't really have to
Yeah.
land like that. It feels like in America, there's just, I don't know, it's, yeah, way more of a culture thing over here, over there. There's a
Yeah,
lot of like farmland and that country background. Over here, it's just different like that.
yeah, bro. Like it's gonna be hard to see a geezer wearing some country boots and country records. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, and that's like.
But you never know. Anything's possible. You might just get the geezer wearing the country boots and he's got a Ford F50, F-150.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And someone
that'd be
pops
the new
up.
roadmap.
I mean, shit.
From
If
the hills in
they were
Yorkshire.
able to do drill in like Italy and take it to Italy and all these kind of countries, Spain and that, why can't we take country?
That's true.
Mm. Yeah.
Bro, I think it's I think it's cool people trying out different genres regardless of the culture and stuff. Cause like, even as a producer, I like trying out different genres, even though I might not know too much about the culture. You might just hear a song you like and be like, oh, that bounce is cool, or this is cool. Maybe it's what they're wearing or something.
Yeah.
I think it's cool to be open-minded about like, regardless of whether it fits the culture, the style of music.
Yeah, 100%. I feel like that's when you get the innovation, like a producer that comes from a different lane, like the trap playing, for example, stepping into country. Like you might just come out with a completely new country sound that could be like the new wave in country, just because like all the country producers are kind of embedded into that style. Like they know the bounce, the tempo, the sounds. You just come in with like some new sounds just because you didn't, you're not too embedded. You just come with your own flavor with it, and it comes up with something completely new.
Yeah. And also it's like every genre is just built off a couple other genres merging. Because there's so many different genres now. Maybe at the start it wasn't like that when you just got your core ones like rock and trap and or whatever it is, but any new genre that pops up these days is usually a combination of a couple other genres. There'll be like trap drums from one thing and then mixed with something else, and then it's this sort of hybrid thing called something else. So it's like everything is just a blend at the moment.
It's like I was talking about. It's like I was talking about Post Malone, how many hits he's had, and I feel like his records have got so much different stuff in it. Like, it's like Rockstar as well,
Yeah, when he
Yeah.
first came on the scene, it was definitely way more like hip hop influence, wasn't it? I remember like hip hop people in general were fucking with him highly, and then now he feels like more country. I don't listen to him loads. I like his music, but it feels like yeah, I just remember when he was like first coming on the scene, it was like anyone that was into rap was kind of fucking with him because he had that hip hop influence as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But what's he making these days? Is he on country too?
Pretty much. Most of his stuff is quite pop or country, I'd say.
Yeah.
His whole style has changed as well, It's like denim shirts, cowboy hat, cowboy boots.
Yeah.
Interesting.
He's sick
He's
though.
kind of versatile with it. Like, he's been like the one of few at the top that's been able to just chop and change his style like 5 different times.
Yeah.
To be fair though, in the beginning, I don't know if you ever heard his first album, but he had a couple of tracks on there that was very country influenced. He's always kind of had a bit of that flair.
Yeah. Yeah, I hear that.
You looking forward to your show, Ocean?
In September or the one
Yeah.
this week?
Oh, in fact, you've got
shit, yeah, you got
the
one.
Pizza Place one as well, don't you?
Yeah, that's gonna be this Sunday.
You say it's sold out?
Yeah, no more tickets left.
Sweet.
That should be sick. Are you two going to be there for that as well?
I'm gonna pop out, man.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Sick.
Yeah, it should be good. The turnout. I mean, I think it's technically about 45 people max, but I intentionally
Pick a
put
small
more
venue.
tickets out because you just never know. People might not turn up and that.
Yeah, of course.
And I'd rather it be packed than not. Hopefully.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's going to be one of those things as well. As soon as people are walking past and they see that there's pizza and music, it's like, let me
they'll
just
wanna
stick around
join
for a
in,
bit.
get
You'll just
FOMO.
attract people anyway.
What's the set going to be like? Is it going to be like 50-50 your songs and then like other songs, or is it like, what's it going to look like?
Yeah, so I think I might have about 7 or 8 tracks out of the 20 that are mine. But I've because in Thailand in general, with a Thai audience, this is something I'm still learning. I'm trying to figure it out. But they prefer not so much underground music. They like the very commercial kind of stuff. So I feel like if I play too hard, it's not going to be enjoyable. So with the set, I'm kind of going through multiple genres, and it's not just house or it's not just techno. It's like a couple of groovy tracks, then a couple of UK kind of garagey sounding tracks, a couple of trancey tracks, and just trying to take them on the journey. But we'll see how it goes.
Yeah. That's a good shout.
I didn't. Nah. That would have been a good idea, to be fair.
To do what?
To sample some Thai tracks.
Oh, yeah, that would have been sick.
That would have been a good shout.
It's not something you could do before Sunday. Do you know who the big artists are in Thailand? Is there something that everyone
Actually, we
loves?
discovered one the other day, Gunner. Some guy called Gunner.
Not the Gunner.
Not the
The different
American
Gunner.
The Thai.
Yeah, a Thai gunner.
Oh, shit. No way.
Yo, you
What
know,
type
there's
of music?
a Thai Rick Ross as well. He looks exactly like Rick Ross. He has this beard.
No
Okay.
way. I need to see this guy.
I forgot his name. I'll tell you.
Oh, so he's not called Rick Ross. It's just
Nah. He's got the same image, basically.
all right.
Yeah. Let me see if I
Nice.
can find him.
That's funny.
Yeah, what's new with you, Tumfy? What's been going on in the music scene, like content wise? Like, what's been the vibe at the minute for you?
Just chilling, man. I mean, I had a little sound kit release. My time in Atlanta was up, so that was part of the reason why I wanted to come to Thailand. I was like, either I was planning to stay in Atlanta a little bit longer, but then I wanted more time to figure out what I was doing. So I drove back to Pennsylvania, hung out with my family for a couple days, and then I was like, I'm going to Thailand. So
Mm,
now I'm chilling here for the summer and gonna see what the plays are after that. But content wise, just trying to keep up with what I'm usually doing, Instagram, YouTube, working on more sounds, and yeah. How about you guys?
Nice, man.
do you have a schedule, Tomfy, for how often you upload on YouTube and short form, and how often you drop kits?
Yeah, it kind of varies. But I'd say like I usually try to post once on Instagram a week, and
Mhm.
then I go through little periods where I'll post like 3 times a week for a couple weeks, and then
Yeah.
if I'm just like feeling like making a lot of content that month, I found that to work in those little periods where I'll post more than usually one or two of the videos will do a little better.
Mhm.
And then YouTube, I try to do once every 2 weeks, but I don't know. I'm still figuring out the YouTube thing because I've been trying to spend more time on each video and make it like provide more value and kind of make it more tutorial ish and just put more producer knowledge in it rather than what I was doing before was just kinda like, "Here's me cooking up."
Mm.
But,
Yeah.
so
Have you
yeah.
found that's changed, that shifted, like, your views, or has it had a positive impact when you've shifted the content style?
Yeah, I was surprised. I think it helped a lot. The last 2 videos I posted where I spent a little bit more time, like, making the hook and writing a little bit more of a script or at least having, like, some notes and kinda guidelines to follow.
Yeah.
I think, it paid off. A lot of people were liking the more tutorial style content, and it felt easier to film and edit too, because I had more of a blueprint. Like, I kinda just
Yeah.
almost made, like, a little PowerPoint before of all my ideas,
Mm. Yeah, your
and
last 2 have gone crazy. That How to
Yeah,
Make
they're
Catchy
spot on.
Melodies one, and How to Make Ear Candy. Your
thanks.
thumbnail's really clean. Yeah, they've
Thanks,
popped
yeah.
off.
Yeah, the
So are
thumbnail.
they the 2 that you've sort of scripted, or just provided a
Yeah.
bit more value in? Yeah.
Yeah, the last 2. And,
Yeah.
yeah, I think I'm gonna keep making more melody tutorial type of stuff and just trying to spread anything. I mean, and trying to explain things without using too much music theory, because I think a lot of people like, the analogies and, like, explaining stuff in a way that people who might not even be a music producer can understand.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah,
that
for sure.
might help, but,
Yeah, you're right. 'Cause it would be
I
so
guess, yeah.
natural to you to talk about it, but for new producers listening, remember when I first started producing and people were talking about, like, chord names and stuff? I was like, "I've got no idea what you're talking about."
Yeah.
So I could
Yeah.
see
Yeah, like, I'm
why
trying to
people would
keep them
gravitate
in
to it.
mind.
Mhm.
Exactly. Like, when you hear, like, A flat diminished 7th chord, I'm like, "Let me just go outside, bro. I don't wanna make beats anymore." But then, like, I don't know, I do know some of that stuff, and it is helpful, so, like but I'm trying to, I think the best thing to do is if your music content can be understood by, like, your family or people who know nothing about all this, like, nerdy producer stuff, then
Yeah.
you're in the clear. Unless you're trying to,
Mm.
like, really niche down and do, like, music theory style of content, but I think it's cool to do it that way.
Yeah, that makes sense. Definitely.
Yeah.
How about you guys? Like, with content and stuff, what have you guys been working on?
For the most part, it's been kinda similar to my usual style. Like, I have I ended up, like, shifting, like, the intro more than anything and just taking a bit more time, like you said, with the hook and the script a bit. I haven't really found a system that works every time. It's still, like, hit and miss where, like, some videos just do really well, and some videos just kinda perform on average. So, throughout the whole, like, 5 years I've been making YouTube content, it seems to be a case of keep throwing shit at the wall and some of it will stick. I just always say that. It's, like, just always been the case. I just, like, keep posting, like, weekly. I stick to my schedule, every Tuesday at 6 p.m. It's just like, try not to get too discouraged when a video doesn't perform well, because I'm sure you felt the same, but sometimes you'll go through phases where each video just sort of underperforms for your channel, and then all of a sudden one video will kind of take off, and it's like then you're in a good zone again, and then you'll get hit with a video that doesn't perform well, and then you get back in that zone. It's like it's just that constant roller coaster of good views, not so good views, and yeah, I'm just trying not to let that discourage me. But yeah, for the most part, I'm just once a week on YouTube, and then ideally I like to upload at least like 3 or 4 shorts a week as well. Um, I aim for like 1 a day, but it just doesn't always work out like that. But yeah, that's like it for the most part.
Mm. Yeah, I'm the same way with like aiming for. I feel like it's almost better to like I tried that like aiming for a week's worth or whatever, and then
Mhm.
but I found when it's better to just make that number really low, and then if you post more than you expected, you're like, all right, I just posted 3
Yeah.
instead of 1, rather than like let
Yeah.
me post 7 and then you post 5 and you're like, I didn't hit my goal, you know.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, 100%, for sure.
And
And I think as
YouTube's
well,
just
like
changed over the past few years, hasn't it? Like the algorithm's just fully different now. We spoke about it a few times on here, but like a few years ago, it was a lot more search based. So you could do more, I don't know, you could use TubeBuddy and vidIQ and see what terms people are actually searching for. And it still helps a little bit, but it does feel like these days now you just need to grab their attention with a thumbnail and a title. More than anything, it's like the whole packaging of the video seems more important than anything right now, because most people are just going to their homepage on YouTube and seeing what's recommended to them, and then just clicking on stuff that pops up there.
Mhm.
yeah, for
Yeah, no,
sure.
I agree. I feel like all the rules that we had for a while, like before, it was like you need to post every day. Then it was like instead of posting every day, maybe you should just focus on the one video and make it as good as possible. So maybe
Mhm.
once a week or once every 2 weeks is fine. Now it's like you can do whatever you want. It can all
Yeah,
work,
very much.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly. There's not one system for everyone. It's just we've seen it on multiple channels where one person will upload daily, they do well. One person uploads like once a month and they're fine. Other
Mhm.
people once a week. Like, there's no rules, man.
No.
Yeah. But it's nice. I like that it's kind of reverted back to this. I'm glad
Yeah.
that I definitely missed the vlog era like way, way back. But
Hmm.
it's nicer that we're out of the Mr. Beast era where everything had to be fast paced for a while.
Yeah, definitely. And now I feel like it's easier than ever for new creators to shine on YouTube because it is so
Yeah.
based on like video per video. It's not just the size of your channel.
Hmm.
Mm.
So
And
now we're
new
like
ones are always
competing with
showing up.
everyone.
I'm always seeing new faces in
Same.
all not just music production, but just all niches.
Mm.
Yeah, me too. And there'll
It
be
seems like
videos just recommended to you that have like 100 views, 200 views, and then the next
yeah.
one will have 1,000,000 views, then 100,000. So,
Seems like the sub count is low key kind of pointless.
hmm
They'll probably do away with it at some point, sub counts and follower counts and stuff like that.
maybe.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe.
It might just be a case of the algorithm being all interest based and you just post and maybe it will catch, maybe it won't. But
Yeah.
the more they see your videos, the more they'll keep seeing videos, if that makes sense. That's my prediction.
Yeah. I guess the thing with subs is it's just an indication that someone's enjoyed the video, because that's really what YouTube's looking for. It's like, all right, was this person interested in it? And then did they stay watching it? So it was
But
like they clicked on the thumbnail because they were interested, and then they stayed watching it because the content matched what the thumbnail and the title was saying, and they actually enjoyed the video. So it's like,
yeah,
that's all it is now. There's no more clickbait where it's like you could just lure someone in with a title and then you go on it and it's something completely different, because then people just click off and then YouTube
yeah,
kind of knows it's like you've tricked people. But now
Yeah.
it's like you need to en- you need to be enticing with the thumbnail and title, and then need to make sure that the content is relevant to that and people enjoy it.
Mm.
YouTube really just want people to click on something and watch it and have a good time. Like, that's
Yeah.
all it is really, isn't it? But then obviously the indications are they stay on the video, they might like the video and subscribe. So if you're watching a video and then subscribe, it's probably just a little indication that, all right, this person's enjoying this content. We might recommend him more stuff like this.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah, that's a good point. In a way, it's almost, even though I just said sub counts don't really matter, in a way, it's way harder to get a sub than before.
Yeah.
So in a way, even like if you got 10K, 20K, that's still really strong because it's hard. I don't know about you guys, but subscriber growth is definitely different to what it was before.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Fluctuates. But I remember when my channel like first started taking off, I had 1 month where it went up like 10K in a month. I've never been able to do that again. It was like, just like this 1 month that things just went crazy.
But even if a video goes crazy for me nowadays, it's not like how it was before. Like if I had 1 million on a video, maybe
Yeah.
back in the days I could get 20 to 50K subscribers.
Mm.
Whereas now 1 million on a video might get me 5K.
Yeah,
Not
I
5
hear that.
subscribers, like 5K.
5K, yeah.
I remember, I think Gami had a similar experience, right? He had that thing where he dropped that video. I think it was with a Columboscope or something. And like the second video he dropped on his YouTube channel and it just popped off and he got like a couple million views. And his channel went from like 0 to over 100K in like the first like 2 months or something. So
No
like,
way.
he just grew like super quick. Like this was way back like 10 plus years ago or 10 years ago or so.
Was that a long form or a short form thing?
Sorry?
Oh, that was long form?
Yeah, this was before shorts was even a thing. Like this was way back in the day. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. I don't know. I feel like with YouTube stuff, everyone's exploited YouTube that much that they've just figured out the algorithm. They've got it so tight that it is literally just interest based now. Like I remember,
Mhm.
I remember seeing a video of this guy who made like a 2-minute video, but the video was like 10 minutes. And at the end, because that's when like everyone was exploiting the watch time thing. Like if you get your watch time up, then you get more ad revenue and you gets pushed more ads show. And he
Yeah.
literally did this 2-minute video, and he went at the end. He just went, "Oh, we need to get the watch time up." So he just sat in silence, like just didn't do anything for like the last like 6 minutes of the video. I was like, man, and he got like millions of views. It's like, what? He must have got a bag for that. But yeah, I think it's just been everyone's found the little exploitations over the last 20 years, and then
Mhm.
every time YouTube tightens it up, and they just go, okay, well, yeah, this guy's just leaving dead space for the sake of ads, so I'm not going to recommend that to anyone because it's null content, and then maybe
Yeah, there's no
someone
more
will do that.
hacks anymore, is there really?
No. People
There's like
like
certain
buying
principles
views to
that
rank, and that's not
yeah.
working anymore. So it's like, yeah.
No, the real hack is what do you call it? There was like 24-hour like sleep music, and you just leave it on like their
Yeah.
watch time is probably going
Yeah, like
crazy.
homework music.
Mhm.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
I think I was having this conversation with someone recently. It seems like the new wave that I keep seeing popping up is in real life streams.
Mm.
It's ISO
That seems
speed,
to
innit?
be
Yeah.
the big thing at the moment.
Mhm.
I've seen that too. I think with like all those like younger I think the younger kids like watching that more. Maybe they're
Yeah,
just
for sure.
inside like chilling and they're like, I don't know. I've never seen I would actually be curious. We should all do that. Get like a little person live producers.
Low key, I feel like the first person who actually does commit to it, I think he can work really, really well. I mean, Platboy Max does the live streams, and I think he does it in real life ones, but I'm not sure. And I've seen another, I think even Fred again done one recently, and a couple of producers in the electronic space I've seen do them. But yeah, I feel
What, just like live sessions of cooking up or
like live sessions of cooking up. But I feel like if you do you merge it with the in real life,
Mm.
just your day to day, and you're also a producer too.
The guy who kills it with that is, I forgot his name. You would have seen his content. It always goes viral. He walks through like the streets of New York. He's got the big keyboard in front of him, and he'll just like
Oh,
cook up
yeah.
beats with random people.
Oh yeah, I've seen that guy.
He's
Mhm.
sick.
Yeah. Yeah, it could work. You just need that USP, don't you, to pull people in, and then
Yeah.
just kind of like couple that with in real life, and you're good to go.
It always depends what your goal is as well. Like this is another thing we speak about, but you can get attention like that, but what do you want to do with that attention? Because
Mm.
if you're just trying to grow a YouTube audience and just have the views and the audience and just kind of rely on your like your AdSense, then something like that's perfect because anyone will watch those videos. You don't have to be a producer, you don't have to be an artist. It's like people just like watching stuff being made. But if it's a case where you're trying to sell something like a kit, course, whatever it might be, then niching down seems like the better option to go with because then your audience is just going to be producers, someone who might be interested in what you're trying to sell.
Mm.
So that's the only thing. I feel like it's really hard to go viral if you're trying to make content for a small niche.
Did you post on your story LB views or kit sales? Was that you?
Yeah, not kit sales, but just sales in general, like course sales, like anything
What do most
really.
people vote for?
Let me check. I think it was sales. There's a few on views.
What would you prefer, Tumfy? Like, what's your goal growing the channel? Because obviously, like we sell kits, that's like a big thing for producers online, right? Because AdSense doesn't pay loads. So if we were just relying on AdSense, that's when we'd be needing like the millions of views. But would you prefer a channel that is just taking off of views and you kind of going viral with content? Or would you prefer to keep it really niche and focus on delivering or solving a problem for a certain group of people?
Yeah, that's the kind of the balance I've been trying to find because I feel like before I was just focused on like, okay, how can I get a bunch of eyes on this or like make some kind of content that uh anyone can watch, not just producers. But then
Yeah.
now I'm realizing like after doing those past couple videos where it was more targeted towards helping out producers, I
Mm-hmm.
think that's definitely the move for long term. I think short term you can get a bunch of views on a video if you like do it all right and make it
Yeah.
easy to watch for any kind of person, but
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I still wanna have that balance because I wanna be able to do those fun videos, like some of my, most fun videos and best performing, like I did the one in McDonald's where I was just cooking up
Mm.
in there and it wasn't like
Yeah.
I think it's cool, like, bridging the gap between regular people, like, in McDonald's in that scenario and just music producers, and it kinda, or like I did a video with my mom and people seem to like that. It's like it's like it combines 2 worlds, like the worlds of the nerdy
Yeah.
producer and the world of the person who knows nothing about music, or maybe they know something, but like so yeah, I still wanna have that balance, but I'm definitely trying to niche down more and make the stuff targeted toward because it does feel good to just help producers who are in the position that you were at and just help them speed up. Like everyone's always looking for. That's why we buy anything in the whole world.
Mm-hmm.
It's like we want to get things easier and faster, and so yeah, I think it's definitely a balance. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I hear that. I think in general, yeah, I try and stick to my niche of like helping producers. I don't really make content with the intent of trying to go viral, just for that reason, really. But I know that that type of content can be fun to make as well, where it's like you're not really thinking about a certain niche, you're just kind of making a fun video, maybe doing something random that anyone could watch. Like those things are fun to make, like the challenges. But yeah, I've always just kind of focused on my niche and just helping producers. Um, so no, no, it didn't really like start as like doing YouTube like as a business, but it kind of turns into that in a way because
Mm.
obviously we're using our products in our videos. We rely on things like kit sales to actually do this full time and continue making content. So that's always in the back of my mind. It's like, well, if I'm not making content with the intent of providing value and possibly getting sales on the back end, then that's the thing that allows me to do this full time. So it's like I can't just not think about that. But on the flip side, I'm not always thinking about that where I'm like, oh, I have to sell something in this video. I'm just like cooking up casually. It's like I make the beats that I normally make, maybe look at what's trending, what people are asking for, and then I make a ton of sounds anyway. Like I've got so many kits now that when I'm cooking up, I'm not even like even if I'm cooking up off camera, I'm just using my kit. So it all feels natural anyway at this point.
Yeah, I think it's like I think it's definitely becomes easier when you have more products like on your website or just more sound kits to go with because you're using them all the time
Yeah.
anyway. Versus if you have like one sound kit, you're like it feels like you're being a little more pushy or something. Like,
Yeah.
have you experienced that where it's like, okay, I have a bunch of things, I use them all the time, so just it feels more seamless, like when you're trying to integrate them into your YouTube videos.
Yeah, exactly. I think because I've just got so many different bundles and different styles, like because I make a lot of different genres anyway. Like I'll go from like boom bap to trap to drill, so some early 2000s stuff, and I've literally got like a bundle, a kit for like everyone. So whenever I'm cooking up, I do just go to my own kits. Occasionally, I'll use other stuff, like maybe I'll pull up Splice or Arcade or whatever plugin it might be. But I include that in the video as well. Like if I drag something in, I won't be like, oh, this is like a hidden thing that I'm not showing anyone. It's just like I'll just cook up however I'd cook up. But I've got that many sounds now that I do just gravitate to my own stuff anyway. Do you guys find that as well? What about you, Ocean? Because you've obviously you're making different styles now. So I imagine obviously you don't have the kits yourself yet for the style that you're making.
Yeah, I mean, I've just started making my own kits, and I got one finished and one that's half finished that I've been using. But I'm kind of I still use kits from all over the place still. I've got a few
Yeah,
go-tos, but with trap, you can kind of get used to just using the rack kick, the
yeah,
J808, the trop snare,
spins.
whatever, the
Hmm.
spins. Yeah, I haven't locked in on like I always use this kick or I always use this clap. I'm still
Right.
floating more, if that makes sense.
Yeah, definitely.
What was you gonna say?
So with the rise in AI and it can make drum kits, it can make sounds and stuff like that. How worried are you guys with making your own kits, or are you not worried at all because your customers are gonna come to you for your sounds?
The way I've seen AI sound generators or how I've tested them, the ones that I've tested haven't been able to make a sound that's ready to use like straight away. Like maybe it will change, but right now I feel like it will give us a good starting point and then we can manipulate that and tweak it. So if anything, it's just going to make our jobs easier because to sound design like a snare from scratch, for example, there's a lot of processing you have to do like within a plugin like Serum and a lot of like molding to like get the fundamental of a snare sound, and then you have to like mix that and tweak it to your liking. So the way I've been using AI is I've been using it to kind of give me the foundation and then start tweaking it and everything. So it kind of just saves me a bit of time. But it might get to a point where you can just say, give me the hardest trap snare and it'll just generate something that's crazy. So at that point, I don't know. But I feel like we're always gonna have a unique touch on our sounds. So I think people will want Cactus sounds because it's like my unique processing, like the type of because it's all about taste, really, isn't it? Everyone's got their own taste. I might tweak a sound different to how LB tweaks one or how Tumfy tweaks one. So I feel like people might always want the sounds that we're creating because of our taste and how we process things. I could be wrong. Like at one point, maybe everyone's going to rely on AI, but yeah, until then, I think we're okay. What do you guys think on that?
I had a good take, man. What do you think? What if the spins? What if we all found out the spins was made with AI? We're gonna keep using the spins, right?
Yeah.
That's just what I was thinking of. So I think it's if it sounds good, it sounds good. And I think it's also a matter of how the sounds fit together. Like, does this snare fit with this hi-hat and this kick? Especially when I was starting off, like I wanted drums that worked together. I didn't want to have to dig through multiple kits. Like I wanted a one cohesive kit. So I think
Yeah.
a big part of putting a sound to get kit together is having sounds that work together well. And I don't know if I guess it'll probably eventually be able to even do that, but then it just comes back to the spins thing again. Like if the sounds work and they sound good and and how the producer uses them too. I think
Mhm.
that's almost more important than the sounds themselves.
Mm. And that's a good point about making a kit cohesive because yeah, like you say, you could have like 10 really good snares, but if none of them work together, and like if the hi-hats don't work with the snares, it kind of feels like a janky workflow because you jump in between kits. So I think that's a really hard part about making a good kit, really, isn't it? Like
Yeah.
you start putting a kit together and then you try cooking up with it because obviously you have to test it as you're making it, and that's quite a long process in it. Just making beats with it and testing it and saying like, okay, well, the like 10 of these hi-hats ain't lining up with the snares, and the 808s aren't lining up with the kicks that well. So it's just like constantly like going back to the drawing board, making new sounds, and eventually I think it's kind of I don't know about you guys, but you kind of have a kit that's got like 100 sounds in it. You probably have had to make like 500, or like go through 500 to narrow it down to that
Hmm.
100 that work all well, all work in harmony with each other.
Yeah.
It's not, and that's quite interesting.
Yeah, and with the AI tools as well, like I did a video for Waves for that Illusion plugin, and I noticed like some people saying, "Oh, you shouldn't promote AI because it's going to take your job one day." But with Illusion, they're ethically trained, so it's like, well, we all know what that is and how important it is for AI these days. But also the sounds it was generating, like their whole thing wasn't to replace your one shots; it was to extend it with more unique stuff. Because you could type in something like I think my example was something like a snare being hit with a MIDI keyboard on a New York train, and it's like it just sounds like it's just got this weird texture to it. You can kind of hear like people in the background. It's like you wouldn't normally be able to make that. But then if you took something like that and then blended it with one of your usual sounds, all of a sudden you've got a combination of your taste plus this weird like AI taste, and you come up with something completely different. I feel like there's just endless possibilities with sounds, with like layering, because there's so many different things, so many different processes you can use, different things you can layer with different things. So I'm always just looking at it as an expansion to my toolkit and being like, right, yeah, it's going to generate some stuff. It might generate some stuff that I might not have even thought of, but then maybe I can use that as the baseline for creating something completely like unique and custom to me.
Mm. I think it's gonna
Mhm.
make people even appreciate the sound kits even more. Because imagine you can put in a prompt that's like, "Generate me 500 sound kits in this style."
Hmm.
Like, not even just like 500 kicks, like 500 cohesive sound, like, imagine all the sounds are good, but that's just almost so much to dig through that it's like,
Yeah.
I would rather pay for someone who picked through those hundreds
Yeah.
of sound kits
Yeah.
for me, regardless of whether they're all good sounds, you know?
And that goes back to taste. It's like people want your sounds because they know your taste. Like music is
Mhm.
all about taste, isn't it? So like you said, people might not want to spend an hour like going through 500 sounds, but if they're like, you know what, LLB makes fire trap beats. I know he's got good taste in the sounds he uses, so I just want to run with the stuff that he's chosen and mixed,
Yeah.
rather than just cycling through 500 sounds that AI has suggested, and now I've got to be the one that decides my taste.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And that's another thing, innit? It's like they're paying they're for someone buying a Cactus or a Tumfy kit or one of mine, it's like they're buying experience as well, like time. Like we've put,
Mm,
we made thousands of beats. We know what kind of we like and what we don't like, and what's working and what doesn't work, and within the style that we make. And obviously people want to make your style if they watch your stuff, like they're invested in your sound and they want to replicate that. So buying a kit just cuts out that entire process of trying to figure it out for themselves. You've gone through and that you're giving them your for how long were we doing it now? 5 to 10 plus years of trial and error, that you've put it all into one kit for them to just cut through all that, cut through all of that. So it's like it's
yeah.
also the time and experience that they're buying as well.
It's gonna be interesting to see where it goes. Like, I'm sure it'll get to a point where maybe all of us have some sort of AI product because it's just gonna be so accessible to everyone, and it's just gonna be like the next step. Maybe it's like they're not just kits. Now it's like a AI Tumfy within the browser that says, "Yo, this beat's sounding fire, but I'm recommending this snare right now,"
Yeah,
because it's just kind of trained on your taste and style, right? So who knows where it's gonna go? I'm sure all of us are gonna have to use it at some point for that.
that's a good point, man. Yeah, you could like
Yeah.
tell AI to
Maybe it's
like
like
go through and listen to all of your tracks, like all of your YouTube
Yeah,
videos, all of your beats, all your placements, and be like, take all that and then just make an AI model, you know.
Yeah, you have
all
this
those
little
stuff.
co-producer on the side, or it's just like a little picture of you. It's like, yeah, this beat sounded
Yeah.
fire. Maybe use this snare. Use this snare.
Yeah, maybe it might get to a point where instead of selling kits, we're selling our data. Like
Yeah, literally.
we
For
give
real.
it to people to read our data, so you can get J Cactus's style, his taste.
hmm
What have you got two? You had like Ocean in the top corner and Jay in the bottom corner, and they'll
Little angel and devil.
start arguing with each other.
Yeah. He's like, pick this snare. I'm like, nah, pick this one.
Fuck that snare. Yeah.
Or maybe it finds a way to make a J Cactus and Ocean beat if you put the toggle in the middle.
Ooh.
Yeah. Yeah, you can turn
This
it
is
into
all
like beef
possible.
mode, or turn it into beef mode, or like harmony mode where you actually get on or you're fighting.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's interesting, man. It's interesting.
Yeah, it's like scary and exciting to see where it's all gonna go. Even just fast forwarding 5 years, it's gonna be a whole different world, man.
I think it's sick. I think Tumfy and all of you touched on it. We're in the era of a curator, and you guys are the creators.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? The tastemakers of it
Fully.
as well,
Yeah.
which is great. Sort of how beneficial has your YouTube allow you to be a creator and a curator of your own career as music producers?
That's been everything. I speak about this to a lot of people because you'll see, for example, a lot of businesses will just sort of appear out of nowhere and try to sell things. Maybe it's kits, plugins, whatever it is. And one thing they struggle to do is speak on the product because they don't really have a face. Maybe they're not known in the community. So then they might rely on things like ads or hiring, like outsourcing, maybe getting YouTubers to promote stuff in videos. But when you're someone who's built up your own audience, when it's time to release something yourself, you would have built up that trust and you're like the face of your own brand then. I feel like personal brand is like more important than ever. A lot of people like with businesses, a lot of like the owners will have a bigger following than the actual brand these days.
Yeah.
So it is just like so important. It's been like so beneficial for us, like growing these channels where it's like we've kind of built this audience that if you do it the right way and you're not shady with your shit and you know you can build up some trust, then you provide enough value for people when it's time to release something, then that comes back, you know? People want to support, people trust you.
And I think as well, it's like a case of coming into it with the right like mindset and intention in the beginning. I'm just going back to that story post. I wrote like sales or views, and I think either of those answers is right, because if you're in the early phases, your main focus shouldn't be like, yeah, how much money can I make online by, okay, I need to start YouTube. So then you're in it, your whole mindset is, let me just start YouTube to make money. Whereas if you started off based on a passion that you already have, and you just document your process and document you learning and obviously teaching people in the process, or just helping them with whatever they're
Yeah.
struggling with, that whole 2, 3, 4 years where you're not even selling anything, you're just focusing on getting better yourself. And you know, if you're documenting it, the whole process, then like Jay said, you build that trust over time, and then obviously you're trying to grow as well, so that's where the growth comes in. And then let's say you start averaging out 5 to 10K people are tuning in every time you drop a video at that point. And then people are even asking like, why aren't you giving away why aren't you putting these sounds out? People are kind of asking for it at that point. And then that's when the moment comes where you're like, okay, maybe it is time, maybe I can make a business out of it, and you can turn it into something. But yeah, it's a bit of a long-term play, but nothing, you can't get around building trust, by just running a bunch of ads off rip. You have to really put that time in initially, and really kind of embed yourself in it to be, to have that trust long term, I think.
Yeah, that trust is so important for longevity. You'll see like some people who kind of like come in and just want to like squeeze as much as they can out of everyone, and then they kind of disappear, and it's like you kind of lost that trust then. But like you said, if you provided enough value over time, then you're just gonna have way more longevity, because you're not just trying to rinse people. It's just like
Yeah.
people are smart. Like people can see through the bullshit. So if you're someone that comes and just wants to take everything you can, then People will spot it a mile off.
Yeah, for sure. I think that's the tricky thing. We all have this discussion about sponsors. We always talk about like whether we should work with certain companies, and I think it ties back into it because you gotta keep that integrity. You can't, like, say you get some people that kind of come in, milk it, take every sponsor, sell every kit, every product that's not like, sometimes they're not the best product.
Mhm.
Just for like I say, for the sake of a quick upfront payment here and there, but you got to kind of be picky with it at a certain point and keep that integrity and work with companies that you trust and that you actually would love to have, that you'd work with for free anyway. It's like, instead of kind of taking that for granted.
Yeah, you gotta have your values and your principles. Like with sponsors, my thing has always been, would I use it myself and would people benefit from it? And sometimes it's a new plugin, so you're not really sure, but you'll test it and you need to make sure that you actually like it or people would benefit from it. But then naturally over time, you might find that you don't normally gravitate to that plugin, but you can't really tell that at first. Because have you ever bought a plugin where you've seen it, you think it's sick, you use it, have fun with it the first day, but then over time, you just kind of forget about it. You don't naturally like pull up that plugin. So sometimes that happens, but that doesn't really mean that you're not genuine because the first time you used it, you saw the value in it. So it's kind of tricky to figure it out sometimes, but you can kind of tell from your gut instinct, I feel like, when you go through a sponsor and you have a look at the products, if part of you's like, I don't know if I really want to do this one, it's probably a sign to be like, nah, don't promote this.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. I think I saw like I think I was watching Clarkson's Farm. I don't know if you guys watched that, but he said he was speaking to he had like a young farmer. He had a young farmer on it, and
It
he was
sounds
giving him
like such an LB show.
Cactus Farm. Never even heard
yeah,
of it.
from the farmland in Lincolnshire. But yeah, he had this like young guy who was working on the farm with him, and after the first series, that guy got really popular online and stuff, and he was giving him some career advice, and he said, put off working with brands and companies for as long as possible, because as soon as you start promoting other people's stuff, then you just become like another face that's just promoting, it's like another walking advertisement. So just put
Mhm.
that off for as long as possible and build up your own thing, and you know sacrifice those little upfront payments for later on down the line. You'll have a way stronger, a way longer career if you do that. I think that kind of resonates across everything, music, like if you do music or whatever,
Mhm.
so
Yeah, I guess I agree with that. I do feel like for some people though, not everyone is cut out to be an entrepreneur and be business minded. I know
Yeah,
some people even step into content not even realizing that it can become a business.
that's
yeah,
true.
for sure. Yeah.
So
Well, yeah,
that's
I
like
mean, why did you guys get
oh
into it?
man,
I kind of got into it to get placements, but it just
same. Well,
Yeah,
kinda.
same.
I
yeah,
kind of got into it to just document my journey as a producer, and I just wanted to have something that people can see that I'm credible in a way.
yeah,
And even in the beginning, kits wasn't on my mind. If anything, it was beat sales. But then you
yeah,
quickly
yeah,
Yeah.
realize you can't really sell beats because rappers are not watching.
Yeah.
yeah,
Like
yeah,
we all started for similar reasons.
Yeah.
I remember just wanting to I was just like, "All right, nobody knows who I am. I want my beats to be heard. I wanna be known as a producer. Let me just try a bit of everything. I'll try post on Instagram, try some tutorials." And then I wasn't even thinking about, "Oh, if I set up this tutorial channel, I could land some sponsors, I could sell some stuff." I was just like,
Mm.
I just want attention at this point because nobody knows who I am.
mhm,
Yeah, for real. It's like when the first sponsored email came through, it was honestly like a little bit unbelievable that they were really
Yeah.
gonna give me money
yeah,
I
to
did
be
it
in
for
my video.
free. My first one, I just wanted to try the product. It was that Voclear, the voice to MIDI thing. I was
Oh
like,
oh
"This
yeah.
looks
shit,
sick. I want to try that." And then they hit me up. I was like, "Yeah, I'll do it." I just literally just got
yeah,
sent the products. I just wanted to have fun with that. So I wasn't even thinking about turning that into a business at first.
mm, yeah,
Yeah.
it's mad. I think it's always, that's how it happens. I think everything kind of, anything you end up like, I don't know, falling into, it kind of comes from the side. You intend to do one thing, and then you kind of, through doing that, chasing that one thing, you discover like 20 different ways of
Yeah.
turning whatever you're trying to do into, a career. So,
Mhm. Can never predict some stuff as well. You'll go in with the intention of doing one thing and then one opportunity will come up that completely just changes your path, and it's like,
For real, man.
yeah, I never even thought of
Look
even
at where
thinking
we all
about
kind
this.
of started
Yeah.
to where how things have panned out.
Yeah. Even this weekend, like tonight, I'm flying to Madrid because I was booked to do a talk on social media. I'm like, this is never something I wouldn't have thought to even offer as a service to be like, oh, I'm gonna be a guest speaker doing something.
Yeah.
I'm sure you guys might have been the same, but producers are notorious for being
exactly.
like
We was having
introverted
you
and not wanting to talk in
we was,
public.
we was having this conversation yesterday. He asked me like, what's been the best moments? And I was like, there hasn't been one. There's just been so many different random moments that have happened because of YouTube.
Yeah.
Like I was telling him one time, this was quite early on as well. This was maybe 2019. And do you remember the rap group Mobb Deep?
Of course, man. Do I remember Mobb Deep?
Do you
You
remember
never know. You
Eminem?
never know. Like. But their DJ used to watch me all the time, so he invited me to the show, and then I'm backstage just chilling with Havoc and Big Noid
That's crazy.
and the DJ LES,
What the
and I'm
hell?
just at this random Mobb Deep show. Like these are things you can
Was
never
Prodigy
plan
alive
for.
then? It was Havoc and
Nah,
Prodigy,
this
but
was just Havoc.
oh, okay.
Yeah, you can never plan for these stuff, you know.
When was this? That's
This was
crazy.
2019.
No way.
This is
Shit.
early.
Yeah.
So he just invited you just from seeing you on YouTube.
Yeah, he hit me up. He's like, I'm in London. I'm like, oh, I'm not even in London. And he's like, oh, we're going to be in Spain next week. Come through. And then I came through, we hang out. And then, yeah, went to the show. It was really good, to be fair.
Did you get to meet Havoc and talk to
Yeah,
him?
like literally I was backstage chilling, eating the rider, drinking his drink. Like, no, it was cool vibes.
What was Havoc like? Man, Havoc's probably made. What do you think the best beat in hip hop history is? Because Shook One's Part 2 is just one of those beats where it's like,
Everyone knows.
I don't
that.
think a
Yeah.
hip hop beat has ever beaten that.
Oh, man.
As soon as Shook One's Part 2 comes on, it's like everyone knows it. It's just like, this sounds like hip hop.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
I can't
there's a
think of
few.
anything else that's had.
There's only a handful.
Dead President.
Like, Lose
Like-
Yourself, Eminem,
Everyone's freestyled on that.
Still Dre.
Still, yeah, that's probably up there.
Oh yeah, still Dre actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's that
big
Dead Prez hip hop tune as well. As soon as that comes on, everyone knows that beat. Maybe not as impactful as those, but still a huge one.
In the Club, maybe.
Yeah.
There's not many. I say there's like 10 standout beats, like tracks that everyone recognizes.
What's your favorite beat of all time?
Shook Ones is up there. It's either Shook Ones Part 2. I really like, you know, when you listen to Dr. Dre's album 2001, even if you just listen to the instrumental version of that album, there's just so many like classic beats on there that you could just have on repeat. Like the track Explosive.
Yeah.
It's just like a simple guitar loop, but you can just keep that on repeat forever. And it always just sounds good. So I always think about that. It's like, what can I carry on listening to without it getting like too much? Because some beats you'll hear it, and it's like, oh, this is hard, this is fucking crazy. But after like 10 plays, you might be like, oh, right, this is like a bit tiring now. But there's certain beats that you could just nod your head to forever and just not even get bored of it.
Yeah.
I think mine's gotta be
Man, that's a tough one.
Devil in a New Dress by Kanye West.
That's a good
Oh,
Sampling that is just crazy, man.
yeah.
one.
Yeah.
Man, Kanye's got some he's got some beats.
Yeah, another one, if you
The
listen to the
early days.
instrumentals of Kanye, he's just, you forget how many he's actually got.
Yeah.
Do you
Man, I
have a
feel like an
favorite beat?
underrated beat was Story of OJ from Jay-Z.
Oh yeah,
I
that's
watched
hard.
like the sample, how the guy put that sample together. It was like the most intricate sample chop I've ever seen. It was just like 50 different parts of this one sample, like tiny parts of it just cut together.
Was it
crazy?
if it's the same sample I'm thinking of, didn't the girl, it was a woman who had the sample, right? The original singer.
Yeah, it was some old female singer.
But if it's the same one I'm thinking of, she like went on tour off the back of that album because everyone
Oh,
loved
really?
that beat so much that they would like listen into the original song, and then she was getting booked for shows.
Oh, also, it's just like a recent artist then. I didn't even realize.
I
Sounded
don't
like an
think so.
old
I think she'd
soul.
been well. When did that album come out? It was a little while ago.
Yeah, like 2016 maybe. Let's
Let
see.
me see if it's someone I'm thinking of.
It's called "Story of OJ" is the song. Jay-Z.
Nina Simone, is it? Nina Simone, Four Women. I think it's that. I don't know.
Yeah, Nina
Maybe it's
Simone,
a
yeah.
different track on that album. Then there was like one song on that album that had someone like kind of recent who ended up doing a little tour off the back of it.
Oh,
She
sick.
wasn't anyone like big or anything, but because they used a sample, everyone just went back to it.
Right, right.
Yeah, I must be getting the track list mixed up, but it's one on that album anyway.
Mm. Yeah, that's cool.
What about you, Tumfy? What's your favorite
Bro, I
hip
just
hop
found
beat
a
of
new
all
rap,
time?
and I wasn't thinking. I don't know what this is. Do you know what this is? Gangstar.
Oh yeah.
Gangsta, yeah, of course.
Bro,
What
I don't
song?
know what this is. It's called Full Clip, like
Oh,
Gangstar.
full clip. Do you wanna mess with this? Gangsta,
Yeah.
one of the best. Yeah. That was like it was his
DJ
tribute to
Premier,
Big
right?
L, wasn't it? Huh?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know too much about. Well, I just listened to the first like Big L, rest in peace.
Yeah.
But bro, that beat's fire. I
That
remember
beat's
hearing
sick,
that when I was
actually.
like 12. I was like freestyling in my room.
Yeah.
I didn't think about making beats then, but I was like,
I don't know if you guys, like, ever listened to Big L, but that was someone who would have been, like, huge. He was, like, big in, like, the '90s, wasn't he? But then
Mhm.
got killed. Like, he was sick. When you go back and listen to some of his old freestyles, he was crazy.
Mm.
But, you know, when you mentioned Mobb Deep, and I was like, "Of course I've heard of Mobb Deep." Like, that seems normal to us
To
because
us,
we're
yeah.
old. But I remember for a little while, I was doing one-on-one consultations just online, and this guy joined 'cause he wanted to make drill beats, and he's, like, from New York. So I was, like, telling him, like, how much I loved, like, New York music. I was like, "I grew up on Mobb Deep," and he was like, "Who's Mobb Deep?" I was like, I'm old."
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true though. The guys that were popping like 2000s, early 2000s,
Mhm.
the younger kids these days don't necessarily know those hits.
Yeah. Do you think it's important for new producers to go back and study hip hop, like the origins and like the OGs, like people who obviously started hip hop, and then obviously like the people who like in the '90s, '80s, '90s, things like that? Do you think it's important for people to study the history if you're going to step into the game?
I think it's important for all producers to go back and study the hits,
Hmm.
but also like study things outside of your genre as well, you know,
Mm.
which is from back in the day.
Yeah.
So I don't know, it like my personal take in it, me understanding different music has allowed me to be in a room and someone respects me because I know more than necessarily like hip hop as well. Do you know?
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point. I think it's pretty important. I think it's important to go back and learn from, from the early days. But then I'd also say if you kind of at our point now where we've been, we've got our old music and stuff that we came up on. I think it's important to keep your ears open and listen to new stuff too and learn from the new stuff.
Yeah.
I think if you don't do both of them, then you either get stuck in the past or you either if you only do with like you make your own thing now, you end up sticking with that because you're not learning from people like in the present, and then you end up being in the past as well because you're just stuck with like
Hmm.
one. You know what I mean? I think you got to keep an eye, learn from before, but then also learn from people coming up too. It's like two-way street.
Yeah. I agree with that because you don't want to be the boomer that's just refusing to accept new music. It's like,
Yeah.
all new music shit. Like, this isn't what it was like in the '90s. You know what I mean? You don't want to be that guy.
Exactly. And that's what I've watched Rick Rubin's podcast, and I was like part of what he was kind of saying as well.
Yeah.
Just staying present with everything and keep staying open minded and taking what you've learned and what what made you successful, but then still like trying to add to that, from people that are younger and that are coming up with new ways to make music and
Yeah.
innovating. So yeah, interesting.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Mm. What about you guys? Ocean and Tumfy?
What, should we wrap up?
We
Yeah.
could do.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
could do. Yeah.
been going more than an hour. It's a good point.
Cool.
All right, man. Appreciate everyone for listening. Ocean, you've got your set. If anyone's in Thailand, make sure you stop by. And
some
obviously, you've
free
got your
pizza.
set in Into the Woods as well. So people need to get their tickets for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll push it closer to time.
Yeah, definitely.
For
Still
sure.
a bit of time now. But yeah, I appreciate you guys. Thanks for
Yeah,
joining
thanks,
us as
D-boy.
well, man.
Yeah.
Peace.